What's going on YouTube? My name is Zenna. Welcome back to another video. So I oftentimes get asked for like my best aiming tips, or what settings do I run, or how do I have no recoil on my guns? Do you use a Cronus? There's no recoil, blah blah, like all these kind of crazy comments, right? So I wanted to try to do a simple video showcasing what I do as far as recoil and like how to aim, and try to break this down the best that I possibly can. As a small disclaimer, I would like to say I'm not the best player. On mouse and key, on Battlefield, on any game, I am above average. I have decent stats. I have decent gameplay knowledge and awareness. And I think that a lot of people who tune into my stream or watch my gameplay could back me up in saying that I am a pretty solid player. So hopefully I can provide some good tips to help you improve your aim in Battlefield 2042. Before we jump into the main part of this video, I just have to read y'all some of these comments from a recent social media post. These kind of comments are what inspired me to even create this video. So let's check those out right now. I would like to read y'all some of the comments from a recent TikTok post that I made. I was basically using the K30 clearing a roof, and everyone thought that not everyone, certain people thought that I was using Cronus or I have some sort of recoil hack. And I thought the comments were pretty hilarious. So here we go. Then how are you saying there is no recoil? This dude is obviously using a no recoil hack. Anyone that has used the K30 can see that. This guy says, nice Cronus, unimpressed. And then he says, nah, you're right, don't listen to them. I've used the K30. It has a lot of recoil. Obviously he's cheating. He's got zero recoil. Settings don't reduce recoil. Okay. Just look at his other vids. Dude uses a shotgun and has no recoil. Uses a rifle, no recoil. Also, if you notice on the first pistol kill, he has recoil, but on the second, he has none. So nice try. Obviously, he's cheating. The K30 has recoil in the vid. There is none even if he did control it. You would see the optic moving. It doesn't. Watch the first pistol kill. The pistol goes up on the second kill. It doesn't move up at all. Point proven right there. Also, look up K30 gameplay. What's his in-game name? If y'all ain't worried, I'll report it for cheating and we'll let the devs decide. So you get the idea. I mean, this guy is delusional. He commented, I want to say like 20 times on my post. All of those comments were literally from one guy. He's obviously very bothered by my gameplay, but I mean, my response to him is I have played Battlefield 2042 since launch. I'm a very competitive type of gamer person. I enjoy winning and I enjoy providing top tier gameplay. And I want to, when I load into a game, I want to play the best that I can. And as far as the recoil, I mean, I'm just pulling down on my mouse. I don't have any kind of hacks installed. I don't even know how to install hacks. I have no idea. And also, if you do cheat, fuck you. Anyway, but yeah, I'm just pulling down on my mouse, and I'm still working to improve as an aimer. I'm not the best player in the game. I'm not the best player in the finals, but like I'm working to improve every day. I've only been playing mouse and keys since Battlefield 2042 came out, which was in November 2021. So I'm still working to improve. All of this to say as well, the mouse input on Battlefield 2042 is also broken. It doesn't fully work. So switching between the finals and this game has been a pretty crazy experience, honestly. But yeah. I don't cheat, never have, never will. If you do cheat, fuck you. And yeah, this guy's delusional. Okay, so there is one setting that you can change in-game that will actually help you with your recoil. Go under Options, Display, Video tab. Just go about 6 options down. Under the Field of View section, ADS Field of View, you're going to want to make sure this is turned on. This will basically match your set FOV when you aim down sights. If you leave it on off, it's going to be the default FOV, and it'll be basically more zoomed, and it's just a little bit trickier to control the recoil, basically. And I'm going to show you an example of that right now. Okay, I want to provide an in-game example of the field of view settings. So this is with it on. This is how I normally play. Notice how the zoom matches my FOV settings. Okay, so recoil is pretty manageable. Now, let's go ahead and swap. Notice the FOV change right away. Look how more zoomed it is. The recoil is still manageable, but it's just got a little bit more jump in the gun. Let me switch back so you can see the difference again. See how less zoomed it is? It matches my FOV settings. This is the way to play the game. Make this change in your settings. Another settings tip that could potentially help your aim would be to go to display, go to HUD icons. And for me personally, I like to turn down the opacity on the zoomed icons. So what this means is if I'm aiming down sights, I'm more than likely looking at an enemy and shooting them, and I don't need any visual clutter in that situation. So I don't need to look at the C flag. I don't need to look at my friendly icons opacity. I don't need to look at my squad mates down on the ground. I don't need to look at enemy icons, neutral icon. I don't want anything when I'm zoomed, when I'm aimed down sights. I want everything gone. I just want to see the screen. I want to see the enemy. And even to add to that, I even have some of my ping opacities turned down, some of the neutral opacities. Like, feel free to turn some of these down because the visual clutter can definitely be distracting with fine-tuning your aim. Under the display tab, you can also go to the crosshair section, and I haven't really adjusted anything in this particular area, but you can definitely change the settings of your crosshair opacity, the color, the thickness. Depending on how well you see in Battlefield 2042, this tab here could be very useful. Another couple tips when it comes to aiming, I would say crosshair placement is something I still try to work on, but like when you're navigating corners, you want to try to place your crosshair, where the enemy could be, and also keep it, pretty level with their body as well. So like when you're navigating hallways, you just want to place that crosshair where the enemy would potentially be. A lot of this comes down as well to map knowledge, just really knowing where the enemies are going to hide. But yeah, crosshair placement is very important, and it's something I'm still working on to improve my gameplay as well. Another thing with aim, and as stupid as this may sound, just really focusing in on what you're shooting at. With your, literally with your eyeballs, you want to lock in to what you're shooting at. Sometimes in Battlefield, it can be very distracting. There can be a lot of stuff going on. There can be, Irish APS systems. There can be 35 enemies, 10 grenades, a rocket launcher, and a tank all next to you. And it can be very distracting with trying to focus on what you're shooting at. So as stupid as this tip may sound, really when you're shooting somebody, you really want to focus in and just lock into them. Try to spot them as well. Spotting is so huge in this game. Don't forget to spot them, but just really focus in on what you're shooting at. I know it sounds really silly, but it's something that will help you with your aim. A lot of people think I use Cronus, or they think I have no recoil. I showed you the ADS setting, but also I do have recoil. This is me just shooting, not pulling down on my mouse. Right? And then me actually holding the recoil pattern. So obviously you still see the weapon moving around. The recoil is still there, but I have 2,000 hours on this game. I have a pretty good understanding of what I'm doing in game, and I don't even think I have the best aim in Battlefield 2042. I think there's way better aimers than me, but this game is honestly a lot more of positioning and how you approach certain situations. Aiming is not really what makes or breaks you in this game. Sure, it helps, and it allows me to rack up high kill games and make, crazy plays, but there's more to Battlefield 2042 than just simply... What about weapon attachments? I personally feel that weapon attachments don't even really matter that much in Battlefield 2042. I almost run the same attachments on every weapon. But let's go through real quickly some of the attachments that I think can be beneficial to you as a player with recoil control. First things first, the STNR laser sight, or the MGL laser, depending on which weapon you're using, the green or blue laser. This one has built-in recoil control, and it gives you positive hipfire accuracy while moving. There's literally no reason to not use this. If you're unsure about what underbarrel attachment to use on your weapon, this is never a bad choice. Moving over to the barrel tab, a lot of my weapons, honestly, I just run factory barrel. It just keeps everything, you know, more balanced. There's not an increase in vertical recoil. There's not an increase or decrease in weapon accuracy. It just keeps everything really balanced. If you do want to play around with some barrels, I find that the RCOM is a good option because horizontal recoil, in my opinion, is harder to control. I would rather be able just to pull down on my mouse and have increased vertical recoil control. Now, controller players may feel differently about that, but that's just my personal opinion. I see a lot of people run the Champion because they want to decrease the vertical recoil, and it's fine on certain weapons with certain weapon sprays. The Champion is definitely fine, but if I'm picking a recoil reducing barrel, 9 out of 10 times I'm going to choose the RCOM. I literally never. I have people ask me about the Warhawk compensator all the time. I literally never use this. I don't want reduced weapon accuracy, which basically means your weapon will have more spread, right? It'll be less accurate when firing down range, and I don't ever run this attachment on any weapon whatsoever. Tactical compensator, I think you get away with using this, but this is not going to help you in the recoil department. This is going to give you more recoil, so keep that in mind as well. And another thing, just real quickly with scopes, I feel like I see people run all these massive scopes on all their ARs, 4 times, 2x, hybrid scopes, 3x, all this bullshit. You don't need any of this. You know what you need? You need the Fusion Hollow. That's the only sight you need in this game unless you're sniping. That's going to wrap up the video for today. I tried to keep it as short as possible. Hopefully y'all learned something. Hopefully this video was informative in some way, shape, or form. If it was, consider dropping a like or subscribing. We are so close to 2,000 subs. I would love to hit that goal before the end of the month. Also, if you're looking for guides or weapon videos, I have a whole playlist tab on my YouTube. Feel free to scroll through there. And if there's something that you are looking for that I don't have yet on the channel, please drop me a comment and I'll do my best to accommodate for that specific video just for you. But that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time.